Hello, my name is Nadia, and I will be your examiner today. Could you tell me your full name, please?
Hello, my name is Diksha Mittal.
Okay, so before we start, could I see your identification, please?
Sure. It's
Okay, thank you. We are now going to move on to part 1 of the test, which is the interview. I'm going to ask you some questions. Please answer them as fully as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to talk about family and housework. How many people are there in your immediate family?
in my immediate family. Along with me, there are total 7 people, and it's my father, my mom, my brother, his wife, and their 2 children.
Okay, who do you get on best within your family?
Talking about in best relationship, I'm really close to my mom. We are like friends, and I can share whatever I want with her.
Would you say you have a large extended family?
I won't say so because we are like 7 people, and in India there are much bigger families that stay together. So,
Okay, what do you do together with your family?
in my leisure time when I'm not working, we sometimes play together like board games, or we sit and have long chats. We do karaoke in my house, singing together. There are a lot of activities that we do together. Sometimes like even cooking together.
Okay, can you tell me why is family important to you?
I would say in my lowest in my life, my family's moral support was the main thing that kept me going, and that didn't allow me break down in any of my difficult situations. So yeah, my family's support is a big thing for me.
Okay, now we're going to talk about housework. Do you do housework at home?
Yes, I do. Like when we don't have the maid.
What kind of housework do you often do?
Like I'm not too much into cooking, so I mainly appreciate doing cleaning and taking care of the kids, that kind of stuff.
Did you do housework when you were a child?
Yeah, I started doing housework like I was interested in cleaning since I was 6 or 7, I think. I used to clean my whole room, my own room, do the bed and everything.
Do you think that children should do housework?
I think the parents should inculcate this habit in a child since like childhood so that they know how to clean, and small things, not very big things, like doing their bed, keeping the stuff in that place from where they take it, all those things. Like,
Okay, thank you. That is the end of part 1. We are now going to move on to part 2 of the
yeah.
test, where you will have to speak about a single topic.
Okay.
Please read the card I put in front of you. You will have between 1 and 2 minutes to talk about the topic.
Okay.
Before speaking, you will have 1 minute to think about what you want to talk about. You can make some notes if you wish.
Yeah.
Your time starts now. Okay, you can start speaking now.
Yeah. So the topic says that I need to describe a positive change in my life. So I would talk about the positive change that happened was not very, like, not in a very, not very but not in a very much of past. It is just very close. When I was in Korea, I was alone for a long time, living over there without my family, not having many friends, being in a foreign country for the first time. So I learned how to be like on my own, on myself. I start knowing the value of being alone, loving myself, like how I need to put myself first in the situations and not other people. It's me who matters for me, not others. There was a point I didn't have my family with me over there, none of the friends, like not very close friends when I had just shifted. So yeah, that kind of changed my life a lot. I was the this that was the first time I didn't have my family around. So there was no one for pampering, no one for cooking for me, no one was washing my clothes. So doing everything alone changed a lot, like changed me a lot internally.
Okay. Do you want to make any changes in your life now?
Yeah, there are many things I still need to learn from the life. So the main thing presently I need to learn more is loving myself. Like how I can love everything about myself and be self-motivated rather than taking the motivation from others.
And how do you think this change will affect your future?
In future, even in my worsts, if I don't even have my family with me, because at one point even my parents would leave me, so at that time it would me on myself, like facing every difficulty in my life, and that won't make me dependent on anyone. So that's why.
Okay. Thank you. That is the end of part 2. We are now going to move on to part 3 of the test, where we will talk about the topic of life changes in more detail.
Okay.
Would you say change is a positive thing?
I would say that it is a bit dicey because sometimes the changes even make you worse, like your nature, your behavior. If there is a change in your nature or behavior, it will make you worse sometimes. Not every time it's positive.
What kind of changes do you think could make it worse?
Like if I talk in common, people who earn money suddenly get rich. You know, they get greedy.
Okay.
They have a different kind of attitude. Their attitude towards their loved ones change. These kind of things.
What are some of the major changes that occur to people throughout their lives?
Talking about major changes, I think. Can you give me a second, please, to think about it?
Let's go on to the next question.
Okay.
Can you tell me, is your country changing rapidly?
Yeah, I would say it is. Like in terms of our generation, the people's in their 20s and 30s, because of them, there is a change in the country a lot. Like the thought process, the way they treat each other, gender discrimination, everything is changing.
And do you think technology has changed people's lives?
Of course it is.
Yeah. In what way? Can you give me some examples?
Like if I say today, the best thing that we can take example of is e-commerce. Today, I get everything on my doorstep without even stepping out of my house. May it be my eatables, may it be my clothes, may it be my furniture, everything is on my doorstep.
Would you say it's made living a little bit easier?
It has. It has made the living a lot easier, but making the people lazy on the same end.
Yeah. Why do some old people not like to accept change? Why do you think?
Because I think the generation, like the rapid changes that have occurred have actually come into they come into consideration after 1990s. Before that, the changes were not that rapid. The technology and everything started getting more and more more and more in place. Like I would say that people started using technology a lot after 1990s, that we have seen. Before that, the changes were not that rapid. So I think for them, accepting these kind of changes is a bit difficult, which is sometimes I feel is kind of valid.
Okay. All right, thank you. That is the end of your Ielts test. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask you some post-test questions just to get an idea of how you felt about the test.
Sure.
Okay, so what are your overall feelings about today's test?
I felt the same the way I felt during the IELTS test.
Can you tell me a bit more about that?
It's like you don't know what questions you are going to be asked. So yeah, thinking about those makes you a bit nervous.
Yeah.
And yeah, the anxiety hits.
Which part did you find the most difficult?
The moment I was asked the question about, I think, positive changes or in life, yeah, that was a bit difficult for me.
And which part did you find the easiest?
Talking about my family.
Yeah, that's quite easy. What topics would you have preferred to talk about today?
Maybe something on technology, or maybe on animals, or music, movies.
Okay. Do you have any tips for other test takers?
Talking about tips, I would say that having a smiley face and making the candidate comfortable a bit makes it a bit easier for the candidate to answer the questions. If they have a very sturdy and a very serious face, it's very difficult to think about the answers.
So just stay calm.
Yeah.
Okay, and what score band do you think you got today?
Maybe 6.
Maybe 6, okay. Thank you so much for your time and have a good day.
Thank you so much.